Hello, good morning, everyone. Good to see you, and welcome to our live session about time. Today, we're going to be studying some grammar, specifically the uses and structures of how to express time in Spanish. This is a A1 level, but we're going to try to make it a bit higher as well with the exercises that we're going to be uh, completing. Good morning, Julia. Good to see you. Hola. I hope everything went well in Spain. Liz, good morning, Liz. Good to see you as well. I hope everything is fine. So, thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Today is lovely here in London, blue sky, and I'm definitely going to go for a walk later on today. Muy bien, it went really well in Spain. I'm really happy. Estoy muy contento de escuchar eso, Julia. You will tell us all about it in our lessons, definitely. Can't wait to hear about it, about those stories of holidays. I think we need them, definitely. So, as I was saying, we're going to analyze everything related to time. As always, I gave you the revision. There is a bit of a revision that you did, but if you didn't, it's fine, because you can always go back to the website and look at the structures yourselves. I will give you the link afterwards. Lynn, hola de España. Hola, Lynn. Greetings. Well, good for you that you are in Spain. I'm sure you are practicing everything we've been learning. So that is amazing. Are you in the south of Spain, Lynn? I think that's where you are, right? So I'm sure you are enjoying it and it's lovely as well. Okay, guys. So we're going to start with a bit of a, revision, a quick revision of our structures. Karen, hola, Karen, desde Marbella, from Marbella. That's amazing. I wonder if the weather is good enough to go to the beach now in Marbella. I hope so. Here, I mean, here it's sunny, but I wouldn't go to the beach. Well, not to swim, of course, but So good, guys. I love that you are traveling to Spain back again. That is amazing. Lynn is saying, sí, pero hay mucha lluvia. There's a lot of rain, the rain in Spain. It reminds me of that famous musical. No había un calima, okay, in Marbella, I guess. Yes. Well, it cannot always be perfect, I guess, the weather, but I'm sure you are enjoying it nonetheless. Excellent. So, guys, let's start with our lesson today. We're going to do a bit of grammar. As I said, we will do a quick revision about the structures that we're going to be working on. So, time, we're going to talk about the structures. ¿Qué estructura? And we have Marta from Mexico. Hi, Marta. Good morning to you as well. If you are in Mexico, that would be 3 a.m., isn't it? So, I mean, why not? Welcome. Well, we also welcome the night owls. Why not? Excellent. Let's go back to our structure. We're going to start with the first one, the one that is the time between 1 o'clock to 1:59. So for all time related to the number 1, the use of es, verb ser, will be required. So this is extremely important. It's very easily forgotten. We have some examples. Es la una en punto. So if you can see, we're using that verb es, singular, because we're talking about 1. Es la una en punto, o'clock. Another example, es la una y cuarto. So 1:15, quarter past 1. Es la una y cuarto. Notice that use of that e to make the connection. So, and the other example is la 1:30, 1:30, or 1:30. Es la 1:30. It is possible to say as well 1:30. So we also use, our decimals, 1:30, 1:20, 1:40, etc. Good. So remember, from 1 to 1:51, we always use that verb es. That is the important thing to remember. Now, from 2 o'clock onwards, for all time from 2 o'clock onwards, the use of son, the verb being the verb to be again, will be required. Examples, we have son las 4:00. Son las 4:00, being plural, we're using that son. Son las 9:15. So same structure as before, but now we're using a different verb. Son las 9:15. Son las 11:30. Son las 11:30. Same thing. Now, other structures that you will come across would be son las 7:45. As I said before, we can also use those decimals, 40, 50, etc. But we also have son las 8:45. Son las 8:45. So that's the other way to express 7:45, definitely. 8:45 would be this one, but literally it's like a quarter less 8. Sorry, I said 9, less 8. Literally, but it's a 7:45. Son las 8:45. Very common in Spain, this second one. So I would encourage you to, practice it and adopt it. Excellent. So this is a quick revision. We will start with our quiz. And remember, as I said, you can go to the website and check these structures again. You can take your time and read about them. I will be providing the link. Good. So let's start with our quiz. In this quiz, we will revise 2 things. The correct use with context. So we will be observing some clocks and some times, and we have to match them, with the sentences. And the correct use of es and son. So remember, I will be trying to trick you sometimes with that verb. You have to decide whether it's correct or whether you have to use es or son, depending on the number we're talking about. All right, so let's go. Let's do number 1. You have to choose the correct answer. ¿A qué hora comienza a trabajar Juan? A. Juan comienza a trabajar a las 8 en punto. Juan comienza a trabajar a las 8 en punto. Juan comienza a trabajar a las 8:15. So we have 3 options. Choose the correct one and, push yourselves and even correct it. Give me the correct answer. But if you don't want to, you can just give me the letter, whether it is A, B, or C. Go ahead. So we have our first answers. Julia is saying B, Lynn, B, Karen, B, and Liz, B. And the correct answer is B. Really good. Excellent. So what is the problem here? In number 1, Juan comienza a trabajar a la 8. That la is not accorded to the number because it should be plural. So we're talking about las 8 en punto. And of course, C is a different time. So it doesn't work in this case. Juan comienza a trabajar a las 8 en punto. Excelente. Continuamos. Número 2. ¿Correcto o incorrecto? Disculpa, pero no podré ir a la reunión. Son las 11:30 y estoy muy cansado. Disculpa, pero no podré ir a la reunión. Son las 11:30 y estoy muy cansado. That's me on a Friday normally. Disculpa, pero no podré ir a la reunión. Son las 11:30 y estoy muy cansado. What do you guys think? Is this correcto or incorrecto? Tenemos Julia is betting for correcto, and that is correct. That is correct. That is a correct sentence. And we have a structure there, right? Disculpa, pero no podré, because we have that son, because we're using 11. And Liz is saying correcto. Muy bien, Liz. Y Lynn, correcto. Excelente. So we have that son because 11, las. So we're respecting the article with the plural of the numbers 11:30, 11:30. Excellent. No problem at all with this one. Número 3. ¿A qué hora comenzó la película? 3 options. A. La película comenzó a la 1:45. La película comenzó a las 12:40. La película comenzó la 1:15. So, A, B o C. La película comenzó a la 1:45. B, la película comenzó a las 12:40. C, la película comenzó la 1:15. Tenemos respuestas. We have our answers. We have Liz A, Karen A, Lynn A, Julia A. Excelente, chicas. Y la respuesta es A. La película comenzó a la 1:45. So 1:45. A la 1:45. Excelente. 4. ¿Correcto o incorrecto? Julieta se despierta todos los días a las 7 en punto. Julieta se despierta todos los días a las 7 en punto. So, is this correct or incorrect? And if it is incorrect, maybe you can try to correct it. What is the correct time here that we're looking for? Julieta se despierta todos los días a las 7 en punto. So it's definitely incorrect as Julia. Yes, Liz. Liz incorrecto, Karen incorrecto, Lynn incorrecto, Julia incorrecto. Really well done. Now we're looking for another time, which is wow. And the correct answer is muy bien. Excelente, Karen. Son las 6:30. Las 6:30. Julieta se despierta todos los días a las 6:30. Así es, las 6:30. Excelente, chicas. Muy bien. Número 5. Completa. So you don't have options here. You have to write it down. Generalmente, los viernes vamos al gimnasio a las. Generalmente, los viernes vamos al gimnasio a las. How would you express this time in Spanish? What would you say? Normally, you have 2 options actually for this one. So give it a go. How would you express that time? Generalmente, los viernes vamos al gimnasio a las. We have one option from Karen, a las 9 menos 20. 9 menos 20. O a las 8:40, 8:40. Les 9 menos 20. Muy bien, chicas. Excelente. Son nuestras opciones. Dos opciones. Muy bien, Len. 9 menos 20. Julia, 9 menos 20. Excelente. Generalmente, los viernes vamos al gimnasio a las 8:40 is one option. O 9 menos 20. Well done. Excelente. Continuamos. 6. ¿A qué hora cenan los españoles? So, a bit of general knowledge. Los españoles cenan a las 6. Los españoles cenan a las 8. Los españoles cenan a las 9. 3 options. ¿A qué hora cenan los españoles? Remember, cenan is to dine. So, what time do Spanish people have dinner? Los españoles cenan a las 6. Los españoles cenan a las 8. O los españoles cenan a las 9. Tenemos respuestas. C, Karen, it's not sure. Julia, C, Lynn, C, Liz, C, and the answer is C. Very good. So yes, Spanish people, I mean, generally, not all of them, of course, but it's between 9 and 11 p.m. I would say in Mexico, we also dine quite late, about 8 to 9. But in Spanish, in Spain, it's not weird if you see someone having dinner at 10 p.m. I wonder if you are in Spain on holidays, as you are right now, or you were. Did you have dinner at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m.? Maybe. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And if you did, I guess it was a light dinner. But normally we don't have light dinners for dinner. I mean, we also have to have some copious meal like breakfast as well. Muy bien. Seguimos. 7. ¿Correcto o incorrecto? Tomo mi descanso a las 1:15 de la tarde para beber una taza de café. So I take my break at 1:15. Tomo mi descanso a las 1:15 de la tarde para beber una taza de café. So Karen is betting for incorrecto, right? Just a quick reminder of that para. Look at that para with that infinitive, you know? We always have to keep revising this. If you're going to use para as a purpose or to explain a reason, we use an infinitive. Tomo mi descanso a las 1:15 de la tarde para beber una taza de café. So, Julia is saying incorrecto y es la una. Muy bien, Julia. Excelente. That is the answer. So, remember, like a bit, sometimes it's the details. Tomo mi descanso a la 1:15 de la tarde para beber una taza de café. So that number 1 is the one that likes to be, different, and it's the exception, and you always have to treat it as singular. A la 1:15 de la tarde. Excelente. Muy bien. 8. ¿Qué hora es? So, the general question that sometimes we will hear in our daily lives. ¿Qué hora es? What time is it? A. Es la 2 menos 15. B. Son la 1:45. C. Son las 2 menos 15. What would you say? Es la 2 menos 15. Son la 1:45. Son las 2 menos 15. So we have Karen, se, Julia, se, Liz, se, and that is our answer. Se. So, I was trying to trick you with that B, as like, oh yeah, B can be an option. But actually, if you observe, we cannot use B in this case. And the reason is because we're using that verb son. So remember, for one, una, we use es, right? Because it's singular. If we want to correct B, that would be es la 1:45, or es la 1:45. Both are fine. But, details. In this case, the correct answer is son las 2:15 because of that verb. Excellent. Muy bien, chicas. 9. Completa. Complete. So please type it down. La entrevista comenzará a las... How would you express that time? La entrevista comenzará a las... So a bit of a help there with my humming. La entrevista comenzará a las... So how do we say this? Are we going to use that, menos, or are we just going to use the numbers? How are we going to express it? Karen is betting for la entrevista comenzará a las 12:35. And that answer is correct. Tenemos Julia 12:35 without the E. Lynn 12:35. Correcto, chicas. So we have the two options here. So la entrevista comenzará a las 12:35. But you can also say 12:35. Some people say it. But, to make it shorter, because we like to say a lot with very few words, son las 12:35. Excelente. Muy bien. 10. ¿Correcto o incorrecto? La obra, the play, está programada para las 6:10. La obra está programada para las 6:10. ¿Correcto o incorrecto? ¿Qué piensan en este caso? What do you guys think? La obra está programada para las 6:10. Correcto. Muy bien. Excelente. Liz, correcto. Y Julia, correcto. Muy bien, chicos. Tenemos correcto. So this is the right structure. Excelente, Len, también correcto. La obra está programada para las 6:10. And the reason why I use Mousetrap is because finally I am going to see it. So I'm really excited. I got tickets for it. So I will let you know in class how it went. Have you guys watched it? If you have, don't tell me the ending. Apparently you cannot say that. But yeah, I will let you know. Muy bien. Continuamos. ¿A qué hora se acuesta Rubén? A. Se acuesta a las 10 en punto. Se acuesta a las 10 en punto. Se acuesta a las 10:05. What do you guys think? What is the correct answer here? We have Karen betting for B, Julia B, Liz B, and Lynn B. That is the correct answer. B. Se acuesta a las 10 en punto. Now remember that reflexive verb, of course, in this case, it is a verb of movement as well, because, the physical act of laying down, se acuesta, but meaning to going to bed as well. Oh, Karen, you saw Mousetrap a month ago. Oh, fairly recently. So I hope you liked it. As I said, I'm really excited about it. When I was young, I used to read Agatha Christie a lot, and this is the first time I'm going to see one of her plays. So, yes. Muy bien. Seguimos. Karen says is very good. So that's good to know. That's good to know. Oh, in Marbella. Mousetrap in Marbella in Spanish. Was it in Spanish? That must be interesting, I guess, in a different context. Muy bien. Número 12. Completa. Again, guys, we need to type down the answers here. So, ¿qué te parece si nos vemos en el café a las... Ok, está bien. So, an invitation here. ¿Qué te parece si nos vemos en el café a las... So, humming again. ¿Qué te parece si nos vemos en el café a las... So what is the answer here? Imagine you are inviting your friend for coffee. ¿Qué te parece si nos vemos en el café a las... We have our answers. Julia, excelente. 3:30. Lynn, 3:30. Liz, 3:30. Karen, 3:30. Excelente. Muy bien, chicas. Y la respuesta es claramente 3:30. 3:30. And the play, Karen said, oh, it was in English in Spain, in Fuengirola. Muy bien. Continuamos. We're about to finish our exercises. Número 13. ¿A qué hora cierran la tienda? 3 options. La cierran a las 1 de la mañana. La cierran a la 1 de la tarde. La cierran a la 1 de la mañana. A. La cierran a las 1 de la mañana. B. La cierran a la 1 de la tarde. C. La cierran a la 1 de la mañana. What is our answer here, guys? So we have Karen betting for B. La cierran a la 1 de la tarde. Liz betting for C. A la 1 de la mañana. Len C. Julia C. And the correct answer is C. La cierran a la 1 de la mañana. Excelente, chicas. Muy, muy bien. And just because we're using that AM in Spanish, as long as it's after midnight, después de medianoche, we start using that mañana, AM. Even if it's like 12:30, we say las 12:30 de la mañana, just to be sure that it's after midnight. So good. Continuamos. 14. ¿Correcto o incorrecto? En México se sirve el almuerzo alrededor de las 3. That word is nice. Alrededor, around. En México se sirve el almuerzo alrededor de las 3. So look at that. We're not using that tarde or mañana in this case because the context is telling us almuerzo, lunch. We're talking about the afternoon. En México se sirve el almuerzo alrededor de las 3. ¿Qué piensan? Bit of general knowledge. Karen is betting for correcto. En México se sirve el almuerzo alrededor de las 3. Julia, correcto. Liz, correcto. Lynn, correcto. And that is the correct answer. En México se sirve el almuerzo alrededor de las 3. And that is correct. When I was a kid, I was always having lunch at 3. And I would say the main reason culturally is because in Mexico, actually, we start work very early. My dad used to start work at 7, same as me actually, for secondary school. So he finished at 3. So that means that, like, if when we eat at 3, it means that we can eat all together, all the parents and the children, because they're off school or work. So we all eat at 3. That is the reason. But what I want you to see in this sentence is that we don't need that o'clock, or we don't need that tarde or mañana, because the context is giving the time. So we are just using the number. This is something very common that you will find in your daily use of Spanish. El almuerzo alrededor de las 3. Nos vemos a las 8, etcétera, etcétera. Muy bien. And guess what? Well done. We have finished our quiz for today. Just a quick thing, because I have just uploaded a lesson for the future, and because we want to. I want you to practice what we just did, but in a more interactive way when we are in the lesson. So it's going to be on April the 14th in the morning. I like the morning sessions, to start our day with some Spanish. And basically, we're going to be practicing what we did today, the time, and I added also, the daily routines, because it is really important to keep talking about these reflexive verbs, and because they are verbs that we use almost every day. So, yeah, go book it. It's available now. And if you are a new student, you can always go to the trial lessons that you will find in the website as well. So, give it a go. Or if you have any questions as well, do let me know. I'm always checking your messages, your suggestions as well, for future crosswords or grammar. So don't hesitate to get in touch with me. Right. So let's stop here. And I wish you a very happy day. Sunny, take advantage of it. I will. And I will be hearing from you about those trips to Spain. And as long as I mean, as soon as I see Mousetrap, I will also let you know about it. Karen is telling us, gracias, Carlos, una manera perfecta para empezar el día. I agree. Yes, I really enjoy our live sessions. Adios, Liz. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. And I will see you guys in our next lesson. Bye bye. Adios.